Oh, for sure.
Even though it's not. It's just like the playing stuff in reverse. And you can hear Satan, or they're saying praise Satan. You know, if you listen to it without like the pretext of knowing what the words are, then you can't hear that. But if someone like feeds you the words,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, you believe it. Pretty cool. All right, so we're recording. So whenever you're ready.
Why am I not surprised? I'm glad this time I didn't say anything silly. All right, ready? Are we actually going to say it together this time?
Yeah, where's my timer?
All right.
There it is.
I'm sure this is all going to be included. Oh.
Most of it. Okay.
All right, ready? Count us down.
3, 2, 1. Welcome
back
to the
podcast next door. We'll get it one of these weeks. Maybe it should be welcome back to the podcast next door.
Maybe.
I'm your host, Cody. Chris. I just really wanted to touch you. That's the only reason I was doing that. All right, guys. You're in for a treat today. I hope you all enjoyed your Thanksgiving and your Black Friday.
Thanksgiving. Oh. Yummy, yummy.
We're eating turkey and the taters.
Yeah.
Funny story. We had a small get-together, and I forgot to make the mashed potatoes.
Awesome.
It was great. But no one noticed until I said, darn it, I forgot to make the mashed potatoes. But the chicken enchiladas I handmade with my mom really stood out this year. So, in the end, doesn't even matter. Lincoln Park shout out.
In the end,
it doesn't even matter. I put my trust.
Okay. So today is not about Lincoln Park.
Not today. In the future, though.
Or ghosts.
Ooh, it's going to be a good episode.
We're going to be talking about, it's actually a fan recommended topic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, a listener, probably not a fan. but
she listens, but she does not like us.
So, you brought it up to me, Cody, so you can tell me who it was, because I can't remember now. It's been like months.
To my knowledge, it was Jeanine. So, Jeanine, if it was you, shout out. If not, you get the credit anyway.
Great job, Jeanine. Thank you for this recommendation.
Ray.
If you can't remember yet what you recommended us like a month ago or something, it was Disney movies.
Woohoo!
Our favorites and least favorites.
Chris, you want to start us off?
Yes.
Give me your 5 favorite.
Originally, you wanted to do like 10.
I wanted to do 10 favorite
10
and
each.
10 least favorite.
And I was like, man, that's going to take way too long, and I don't think I have that many favorite movies. Then you were reading off the list of the movies, and I was like, oh, shoot, man, I got like a lot. But I stuck with just only 5.
While you are correct, let me explain real quick. We're doing just Disney. We're not doing Disney Pixar.
Right, before
so like
the
Toy
merger.
Story. Yeah, Toy Story is Disney Pixar. Aladdin is just Disney. Because Aladdin was all hand-drawn. Disney Pixar, almost none of it's drawn. It's all rendered on a computer, and it's all 3D.
Wait. Frozen? Is that a Pixar?
Frozen's Disney, believe it or not.
So that's, okay.
So that could have been on your list. It is not.
Could have.
They're not bad movies. I just didn't care for them that much. They were good.
Yeah, so...
Anna's beautiful, though. Beautiful.
That's weird. It's a cartoon.
No, it's not.
Anyway, so I'll start it off with my list of favorites. Number 1 is...
Is this your number 1 favorite, or number 1, here is one of my favorites?
Well, okay, so...
I ranked mine.
Many of these movies I watched when I was a wee little lad. And... I haven't really seen them in a while. That's why I kind of forgot them. One of these, actually, I've seen more recently. Maybe 2 of these, I guess. But the other ones have been a while. So, I don't know. I mean, when I was a kid, I would cycle through these, like, movies that I'm going to list off and a couple of more. It's probably about 10 that I would cycle through as a kid, or my mom would cycle through because she knew I liked them.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, they're definitely like movies that a boy would like, I guess. Now that I'm like looking at them, they're none of the princess ones So,
I have one
that's
princess.
saying something, I guess. But
I have
um,
one prince
one
also.
of my favorites. So I just numbered them. I couldn't really decide what was the top favorite because I could watch all these favorites, endlessly probably. And if I had digital copies, I probably would be watching them now. So if you want to donate them to me, that'd be great.
I'll give you access to my Movies Anywhere account.
Okay, so number one, Sword in the Stone.
Good movie.
So growing up, my parents would like record the movies on TV. Did your mom do that or dad?
Like pop in a VHS tape.
Yeah,
I
and
did that more
record it
than
while
they
it's on
did.
TV.
Yeah, it's commercials and all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we would do that. We'd catch them, and then we'd watch them. And so as a result, Sword and Stone, that's how we owned it. Was from TV. So as a result, it was missing the very beginning scene, and then because it was on TV, they cut out a scene of it, I guess. And so I never knew that was part of it until like later as an adult when I watched like the actual version of it. And like those are the funniest parts. So like the very beginning we missed because we were like putting in the tape, But the very beginning is like the funniest part because it's just Merlin like hanging out at the well, and he's like tangled up, and he's just like leave off. Yeah, it's pretty funny. He's like mad at the well.
I haven't seen that movie in a very long time.
It's pretty funny. Yeah, I liked that movie a lot. Because I wanted to turn into a bird or a squirrel or a fish and learn the way the world goes around.
What was the owl's name?
Archimedes.
Oh, he was my favorite. Archimedes.
Yeah.
He was a cute little chubby owl.
Yeah. So then number 2 is Robin Hood. And I know you ladies love that movie. I've heard so many girls our age, they're like,
that was so weird.
Their sexual awakening was like Robin Hood.
Oh.
It's a thing. It's so weird. There's a lot of like hidden closet furries out there, okay?
This is like the 4th episode you've mentioned that.
And
you're secretly one.
I mean, it's whatever, but Robin Hood.
We're getting
I
demonetized.
liked that one because he was cool. It was like a cool version of Robin Hood.
Wait a minute.
It's like he's a fox.
I just put 2 and 2 together.
He's a
what you
fox,
said a moment ago.
and
it was a good movie, but definitely not on my list.
Like about the girls
Ooh,
and they
lolly.
it's Robin Hood that like awakens them.
He said it again. Shout out to one of our fans who is going to hear this next Saturday. Seize the fat one. He knows who he is.
Oh, that's from that movie, isn't
it?
it?
It is.
Mm-hmm.
And then she turns around and
that's just a good movie, a lot of good lines. It was kind of what inspired me to be interested in archery and start like shooting bows and arrows with my brother and our grandpa and our dad. So that was kind of a big deal to me.
People liken the ending to Endgame when Tony rips the Infinity Stones out of Thanos' gauntlet. So when Little John kisses the rubies out of King John's. No, not King John. What's his name? Little John kisses the rings, the rubies and stuff out of his.
Yeah, it was
out of the
rings on his paw.
It's hilarious. Yeah, people liken that all the time. It's one of my favorite memes. So the joke is Tony stole that move from Little John.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like that.
So my next favorite would be Peter Pan. Because like when I was a kid, I had this thing where I just wanted to fly a lot. I was like into that. I just really wanted to fly.
I think every kid.
So
even as an adult, I want to fly.
I still want to.
Yeah.
But now I know about like heights and things and how you can fall and die.
To your death.
So it's a little different, I guess, now. But I would probably still skydive, pretend fly.
In the future, you will skydive, and I will record you.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that'd be
from the ground.
Yeah. I'll just wear a GoPro or something and like hold it. Hold my
Photoshop
phone.
Photoshop my face next to you,
Hold my phone out and then drop it 20,000 feet. That'd be pretty cool.
and then catch it at the last minute.
But Peter Pan, yeah, that was all about like escaping reality, going
can
to some other
fly, you
place
can
and
fly.
flying and sword fighting pirates and stuff. So I was into that. Number
Captain Hook.
4. Also, if you haven't, what's that guy's name? He's that.
Smeed?
No, the YouTube guy.
Oh,
He's this real popular. He does like short YouTube videos. I'll have to look it up when it's your turn, because he can word for word tell you the whole movie of Peter Pan, and he does it like on video for his friends.
he can quote it, or he tells
can quote and tell you scene
Okay.
for scene what's happening.
because he's seen it that many times, or his photographic memory.
I don't know, both. I don't know, but it's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Writing a little note so I can remember. Number 4. This is a little more modern. A movie. Atlantis. Oh man, because I saw this movie when, I don't know, I was like, this came out, I don't know, like in middle school or like high school or something. I can't remember. You saw the dates when it came out, but I was
thousands, I think.
I was starting to get into like
You were in middle school.
technology and like, electronics and cool gadgets and stuff. And sure enough, they have flying vehicles in Atlantis in this movie. And it's Michael J. Fox, and I was a fan of Michael J. Fox. I guess it was high school.
No.
No?
No, it couldn't have been.
I don't know. I had this thing about stuff in the 80s, so I was a fan of Michael J. Fox because of Back to the Future. That's different.
Doc.
We should do a podcast on Back to the Futures.
Oh, that'll be one of the episodes. Don't worry.
So, I liked that movie, Atlantis. I always dreamed that I could go, find Atlantis. I was like into archaeology too, and like Indiana Jones and finding a lost city and stuff. I don't know. I was really into that stuff
Atlantis, the
when I
lost.
was a kid.
No. Wait a minute.
The first one.
Atlantis or Treasure Planet?
Atlantis. I was into Treasure Planet too, but I only wanted to list 5. Treasure Planet was another one.
So
that
there's
had Kevin Costner or something in it.
there's
Yeah.
Atlantis, the Lost Empire, 2001, and then supposedly its sequel,
Yeah,
Atlantis,
just the first
Milo's
one.
Return,
The second
in
one sucks,
03.
and I don't think it's Michael J. Fox doing the voice. I think
It is
it's
not.
a pretend.
Probably.
When did it come out?
01 and 03.
01. So I'll do honorable mention now for Treasure Planet before I forget, because that's
fair.
a great movie. It's well drawn. Some cool like steampunk kind of stuff. They're in these flying spaceships
They're
that aren't
steampunk.
spaceships, but
Cool.
and he's got this cool like he's like windsurfing. It's like a hoverboard that like windsurfs. Like, come on, that's like the coolest gadget ever. And it's like space pirates. Who doesn't like space pirates? So then we have number 5 for me, The Rescuers Down Under.
Down Under.
Yeah, so there's Rescuers 1, and they help the little girl in Florida escape that monster lady. and
Medusa.
and then
Medusa.
then they do the second one, it's Rescuers Down Under. It's like the same 2 original mice, but then they go to Australia, and there's this little boy there.
Do you remember his name?
Isn't it Kyle?
No.
Or something?
Do you know how I remember his name?
No.
Because it's my name.
Oh,
Cody.
it's Cody. That's right. Yeah.
It is indeed
I
Cody.
forgot. I was close on the sound. That
Not even close, but that's okay.
Kyle, Cody, C sound, K sound. So I liked that one, believe it or not, because of the giant eagle that's in it, and he flies on the eagle. I
Yeah.
really wanted to fly.
Oh, every kid
when
did.
I was a kid. Oh man, I don't know, but yeah, that was a good one because it like combined 2 things that I really liked. Being
Flying
outdoorsy
eagles.
and like being a kid, and then like flying in eagles and stuff.
That's fair.
Birds. So, and he had that like little pocket knife. He had the little pocket knife, and I got my little pocket knife still to this day.
All right, easy.
Actually, this is the second one I've owned. This isn't the original one. I kept losing them. But
Happens.
yeah, and like he sleeps in a hammock, and
Oh yeah.
there's like wombats. So I'm like a quarter Australian. Did you know that?
Now I do.
My grandmother was full Australian, and she moved to America.
Mate.
Yeah, and so
Good eye, mate.
that was always like the movie we would watch when we were at grandma's house because it's about Australia. So those are my favorites. Should I just do my least favorites now, or do you want to do your favorites?
I'll hop in with mine real quick. I have a few more than Chris does. I actually have 10 because I couldn't narrow it down because I love these 10 movies so much. So I'll go a little bit quicker. Number 10, Mulan. I love that movie. And a lot of
That's a
people
good
got
movie.
upset because it mixed some Japanese, some Chinese,
Korean,
and Korean together
Taiwanese.
and said it was all just Chinese. But the singing, Mushu, Cricky, the grandma, Mulan herself, just all of it was awesome.
Which, by the way, Mulan is played by a Chinese woman.
In
So-
the cartoon?
Yeah.
Good.
Ming Na Wen.
Something like that.
Yeah, she's in Agents of Shield.
Too bad she couldn't portray Mulan in the...
Well, she's in it
Remake.
actually. She comes in the remake. She's the matchmaker who like draws the thing on her face.
Fa Mulan. Present.
Yeah.
Speaking without permission.
She's not a big
Oops.
fat lady,
Thank
but
goodness.
she's like mean, I guess.
Well, that's fun.
So
I like that.
yeah, they brought her in.
Number 9, similar to what Chris said a moment ago, not the Rescuers Down Under, just the Rescuers.
The Rescuers.
They went to go rescue Penny because Penny was being
My-
abused by Medusa.
My other favorite character in those movies is the condor, the like plane that they fly, the bird. They fly on his back in the can.
And he ends up getting a shot in the butt in one of the
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
Ah! I forget his name. Bernard. No, Bernard was the mouse.
Yeah,
Bianca was his soon-to-be wife.
right.
What was the bird's name?
If you can remember, put it in the comments because we want to remember.
Number 9, The Rescuers, like I said. Number 8, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Now, I know
Oh
what you're
my
thinking.
gosh.
Wait a minute. There's humans in that movie. Ah, it's half animated.
That's Disney?
Half, yeah.
I thought that was like Warner Brothers.
No, it was on, it was in the Disney channel. It was in the Disney section.
Okay.
So it's half cartoon, half real. I love that movie. That was one of the first movies I can remember seeing as a child. And it only got like a PG rating, but there were some pretty questionable moments in there. There's
Oh, yeah.
drinking, there's death, there's violence, there's
Bosoms.
murder. A little bit when he goes to pull her down. Yeah, great movie. Number 7, Tarzan. I thought Tarzan was going to go higher on my list, but after 6, number 5 through 1 are some of the best movies I've ever seen. So number 7, Tarzan. Everyone was appropriately chosen to voice in that movie. And someone pointed out, it's funny, he was raised by gorillas and then meets an English woman
Yeah.
and suddenly can speak American English
Right.
instead of her accent. So that's fun.
Makes sense.
Number 6, appropriately, Big Hero 6. I love that movie.
I thought that was a Pixar.
So did I. It's not. It's just Disney.
That was pretty good, actually. I do
It's a
like that movie a lot.
fantastic movie. We were supposed to have gotten a
San
sequel.
Fransokyo.
San Fransokyo.
Yeah.
It's great. We were supposed to have gotten a sequel where Tadashi does not die. He becomes the villain in the sequel.
But he did die.
He died in Big Hero 6.
Yeah, he did die.
He didn't.
Oh.
Because he's supposed to be the villain, but we never got the sequel.
Okay.
Still waiting on that. Okay, my top 5. And these are movies I can watch over and over and over and not get tired of them. Coming in at number 5, The Emperor's New Groove.
That's a pretty good one.
One of Disney's best movies they've ever made. I love that movie. David Spade and John Goodman together as Pacha and Cusco.
Hey,
Yeah,
Pacha.
I'm a llama again.
That is
Wait.
probably the most quoted
Disney movie
Disney movie
of all time.
of all time, but like in my house growing up.
Oh, 100%. Scary Beyond All
Hey,
Reason?
Pacha. Let's do that all
Whoa,
the time.
no touchy. No touchy.
Yep.
No touch.
Yeah.
Very
Exactly.
quotable. Number 4, we're coming in with an extremely goofy movie. Now, the reason I
Mhm.
like the sequel better than the original is because when I was a kid, I was very sensitive. And anytime a character was mean to their friend or their mom or their dad, or the character would get upset or cry, I would get upset. So I didn't like certain movies, but we'll get to what I don't like later. So, an extremely goofy movie is very funny because Pauly Shore had a much bigger role as his friend, but I always go to the original with "It's the Leaning Tower of Chisa" when he has that cheese can.
It's the Leaning Tower of Chisa,
Yeah, I
bruh.
love that part. It's fantastic.
That guy's pretty great. Little did we know he was stoned
Every
the whole
time they
time.
put the mic in front of him. Number 3. Now, 3, 2, and 1 are very difficult, but I managed to pull it out. Number 3, Hercules.
Hmm.
I
Yeah, I've seen that a lot.
love. I used to watch that when I was about 8 or 9 when it came out. We got it on VHS, and I wore that tape out. That was it was
Mhm.
such a good movie. I love when Hades is getting mad at Pain and Panic, and I can't remember which is which, but the fluffier red one.
That's voiced
That's
by
Pain.
I don't know.
No.
Voiced by
Yeah, it's Pain. Who is that?
no, I can't remember who voiced him. I thought it was Martin Short, but that's a different movie.
Mm.
Martin Short and Steve Martin. It's a different movie. Prince of Egypt.
Oh,
For you
good one.
fans out there.
But Hades is getting mad at him, and he goes, "I have
DreamWorks.
12 hours to get rid of this bozo, and you are wearing his merchandise." And like he's face to face, and then you hear slurping in the corner, and it's Panic, and he's drinking water, and he goes,
What is
Thirsty?
the line that he says? He's like, oh man, I can't remember it now. There's
Which
like
one?
this classic line that one of them says, and he's like, it's in his voice. I forget what he says.
I got nothing.
I can't remember. I'll have to.
We're gonna have to
look
rewatch it. But yeah, I love it. He goes, "Thirsty," and then Hades screams, and his head blows up, and I love that part. Number 2, little. Some people will agree with me, some won't. It technically wasn't drawn; it was claymation. It's The Nightmare Before Christmas, and I almost put that at number 3,
That's
but
Disney.
that is Disney. Believe it or not,
Hmm.
I adore that movie. That is the second best movie that Disney ever made, produced, created, however you want to put it. And it started off as a poem that Tim Burton wrote in, I want to say, college. And then finally it came to life because he had walked into a store one day and he saw that they were taking, before they had even taken down the Halloween decorations, they were putting up Christmas.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, but what a nightmare this is." And then, lo and behold, The Nightmare Before Christmas came to be many years later. This is Halloween. Okay, we've made it.
That was
Number
one?
1. No, that was number 2.
Okay, do number 1, and then we're gonna take a break.
The number 1 movie, in my opinion, that Disney has ever made. Wait for it. Aladdin. Greatest
The
movie
live action version
ever. Oh, Chris is a comedian apparently. The reason Aladdin's my favorite isn't even because of Robin Williams. Granted, he did amazing as the genie and the merchant, and he played a few other smaller characters. When he came in to audition for the genie, he was also auditioning for the merchant, who is Genie. It's a whole
Right.
theory on YouTube
Right.
and the internet. When he's going, the Dead Sea Tupperware. I have never seen one intact. Let's see if it's still good. And he opens it and he goes, still
Still dead.
good. That was all improv.
Yeah.
There was just a table in front of Robin Williams,
Turn
and
the
they go,
mic
"Hey,
on.
Robin, make it funny." And he picked up something, and he goes, "It will not break." Oh, it broke. Whatever he was holding actually broke.
Yeah.
Oh, it was just amazing. And of course, everyone again was voiced appropriately. Gosh, what's that guy's name? It's on the tip of my tongue. He voiced Iago. It was something Goddard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John.
No,
Goddard,
no, he's
Tom,
got an interesting name.
Chad.
Anyway, I'll
Steve,
think of it.
Brian.
Such a funny little character. How in the I mean, what? Just Iago was the best. Okay, so those are my 10.
Cool.
And we'll be back in a few minutes.
Let's take a break.
I hope you don't mind my 5, because they're some pretty important ones to the Disney family.
And we're back.
Hey guys. Put the timer.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
My Thanksgiving leftover lunch. Which I decided when we're gonna do your cranberry and peanut butter challenge.
Oh, we were supposed to do it today. Ugh.
Nah, I didn't have enough cranberries.
No, I know, but you said on the next episode.
I think I said future date. But
Did you know?
yeah. So I was thinking we could do it for the Christmas one.
Which will take place
Be
at a different
special.
location.
Yeah.
We have a lot of plans for
we
you
won't
guys.
have this thing happening
The
in the
Disney
background.
symbol behind us. I am very
So-
excited for the winter season episodes.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Roll the shoulders. Dun, dun, dun.
Hey, Chris,
Yes.
give me your 5
L-
least
ones I
favorite.
could go without.
Which, looking at your list, I'm a little upset with number 5, but it's your life, not mine.
Well, okay, so I just picked 5
I'm not picking my nose.
that
It itched.
I choose to not
Partake in.
that I choose not to watch that often. I mean, I don't watch any of these that much, but if you were gonna say, okay, pick a Disney movie that we could watch, I would pick from those 5 that I already did. Oh shoot, I was gonna look up that guy.
Oh, yeah. So while Chris is being quiet, and Gilbert Gottfried, right? Isn't that his name?
Sure, I don't know.
Let's double check it. Chris has a pretty
Don't
good
yell
list.
so loud.
I don't know. Leave me alone.
Startled me.
I half-heartedly apologize. Chris's 5 differ from my 5. Neither of us have the same bottom 5. And it's probably for the
where is
best,
he?
simply because I would watch Chris's number
I would
5.
watch these. They're not like I don't really have a least favorite. Like you asked me,
But that's
you
the
would
thing,
even
you
like
have to.
Bambi, and I was like, yeah, I'll watch all of them.
No, Bambi isn't. Maybe it's
Yeah,
on
I'll
my
watch
list.
them all.
What are you looking up right now?
I'm looking for one of his videos, and they're just not popping up here.
Well, that's because you have to type in his name, dude.
I know I can't remember his name. That's the thing.
Gilbert Gottfried.
So
I'm
I'm
pretty
gonna
sure that's
go-
it.
No, that's not who I'm looking for.
Mm.
I'm looking
who are you
for the
looking
guy who can do the. Oh, because I'm not signed in. That's why.
You know what? While you do that, how about I share my least favorite 5?
Sure.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Oh, as is tradition, I keep forgetting to do it when the episode starts. Chris has burped. Welcome back to the podcast next door. That's my attempt at a East Coast accent. Anyway. Okay. Number 5. I wrote down hate. I don't hate these movies. I strongly dislike them. Number 5, The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Okay.
I don't like that movie at all.
No, that's one I don't like.
So if someone said, do you want to watch The Hunchback
See
of
if
Notre
there's one I
Dame?
can swap
I'd say,
out.
no, thank you.
Let's see if there's one I can swap out.
It's very
I don't know.
sad.
I
Isn't
don't
his
like that
mom
one either.
killed? And because he's deformed, people don't like him. And at one point, they tie him down in the center of the city and they throw a fruit at him. And he's like in tears. And Esmeralda has to save him.
Yeah,
just
I
sad.
don't like that one either.
Number
It's
4,
like
Bambi. I don't care for that movie. I mean, yeah, it's sad that his mom dies, but they're animals. So I can't be as sad.
Okay. Bambi's
you
pretty
can
good.
eat
It's got a
deer.
lot of life lessons, you know? Like,
Mhm.
I don't care. I mean, yeah, it's sad his mom dies, whatever. But,
Yeah.
like,
That's the only reason I don't like it, though.
it's way of life.
Might have just contradicted myself. I just
Yeah.
don't care for the movie. It's
Yeah,
not
you definitely contradicted yourself.
It's not good. Number 3, I don't like this movie because it kind of freaked me out as a kid. Pinocchio. So it's
Pinocchio's
a puppet.
pretty good.
No, it's not. It's a puppet
More life lessons.
who becomes a real boy.
Don't lie.
And when he lies, his nose grows. And he gets sick off tobacco. And one of
And
his
drinking.
friends
So what's the life lesson?
gets turned into a donkey out of nowhere. And then he never gets turned back into a real boy. He just dies a donkey.
Yep.
And his parents never know what happened to him.
Yep.
It's extremely sad. Although Jiminy Cricket is the highlight of that movie.
Yep. So I mean, kids, don't do drugs and alcohol.
Or alcohol. Do you
That's
think
the
doing
lesson.
alcohol is cool?
Oh, here he is. Pro ZD. Check
Oh, I
him
know
out
him.
on YouTube. He does that recounting of a whole scene of the original Peter Pan where he's fighting Hook on the ship and saving the kids.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Pro ZD. Check him out.
I like him because he does, let's try 20 different Pringles. And
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
it's like he's great. He does a lot of voice acting and
Oh, hi.
just a lot of funny stuff.
Say hi, Pepper.
She bites you.
Her-
No, that would be terrible.
It's Pepper.
Good girl.
Paws off the table, you.
As you put her paw on the table.
Okay, go away.
Number 2, Dumbo. I hate that movie. That's a movie I can honestly say I hate. Excuse me.
That's a drug trip.
Supposedly. It's the shortest Disney movie at just over an hour,
See,
I
I
think.
liked that one because it was about flying.
He gets taken from his mother.
Yeah, it's pretty sad, but you know,
It's
you
extremely
get that
sad.
awesome, like, emotional scene where she's singing,
And they're all
"Child
crying.
of mine."
Don't sing. You can sing about as well as I can.
I can sing very well. Okay.
Okay, dear Bob. And the number 1 worst movie that Disney has ever made, I will never watch this movie again. I will never show my children this movie. And if you don't like it, unsubscribe. If you do like it, unsubscribe. If you don't like what I have to say, too bad, because this is 50% my podcast. The Lion King. Worst movie ever. And here's why.
Wow.
What was Scar's
Wow.
deal?
Wow.
Why was Scar such a
the
jerk?
story was Hamlet,
Right.
original story, and he wanted to be king.
Right.
But he couldn't be because he
Right.
was the second brother, and in those days, it was the first brother that was the bloodline and got kingship. And that's actually what would happen. That was pretty accurate. The brother of the king, same thing happens in Robin Hood. Remember?
Vaguely.
The king who's around,
Mm-hmm.
whatever his name is, wants to be king. And so he kills his brother. Or tries to. Or, whatever. It's all about being king, you know? You want to be king. It's whatever.
Well, you're not wrong.
And
It's still
Jonathan Taylor
irritating.
Thomas and what's
Matthew
his
Broderick.
name? Matthew Broderick and what's his name? Darth
Nathan
Vader.
Lane. Oh, him? Yeah.
Guy who plays Darth Vader.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones. They're
Nathan
the best
Lane.
part, and no one remembers Sim's mom because I can't remember now either. But she was important too. And then Nala. Is that what it was?
Nala is his girlfriend.
Girlfriend. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a decent
Something's wrong
movie.
with you. No, it's not.
They eat bugs.
It's
and
a
stuff.
crappy movie. I don't
It's got
like
life lessons too. Don't run from your
it.
past.
Calling. Past?
You
Yeah, that's
gotta
good.
face it.
Also, apparently you're going to have to kill your uncle. So
Face your past and move forward. You know?
Scar had a name before he was called Scar because of the scar in his eye. He was called something else, which whatever language it was in, it literally
Mufasa.
meant garbage. So they named their children Mufasa
Mufasa.
and Garbage. And he was called Garbage up until he got in a fight with, can't remember if it was Mufasa or someone else, and they scratched his eye, and then they called him Scar because
Is
of
that
his
the
scar.
backstory?
That's the backstory to why he's such a
Animators
jerk.
made it?
Even though I asked you, I just
'Cause
wanted
he
your
was
opinion.
poop. He was garbage. Well, and he wanted to be king, and he couldn't be.
Because he's not worthy. Okay, those are my 5. Let's hear yours.
Well, neat.
Neato.
Did you ever play the Lion King Sega game?
Yes, and it was terrible.
It's the hardest game,
Mhm.
which is is interesting.
It's one of
because,
the
like,
hardest games ever made.
They made a lot of hard games on Sega, but it was so hard they built in a cheat code. Did you ever learn about that?
No.
Yeah.
I watch
You
Angry
like-
Video Game
You
Nerd.
go into the settings or whatever, the options, and you type in the animator's name. I forget what it is now. Like Gary or something. And then it makes you invincible so you can play the game.
That's nuts. I had no idea.
It's pretty funny. Okay, my least
Let's
favorite.
hear 'em.
The Three Caballeros.
One of my favorites as a kid, but
I
it
mean,
didn't make my list.
I do like it. It was a pretty good movie. It just wasn't one we watched a lot growing up, because I don't know, it was just kind of not the star movie, and it was kind of obscure, and it had a lot of weird things. But my favorite part of that movie is the part where the boy meets the flying donkey, the little burrito,
Mm-hmm.
and he can fly in the Andes. So, I mean, I had to pick something, and that was just one I hadn't watched that much, but I do like that part. Snow White. just kind of weird, you know? It's an old movie, one of the oldest. It is the oldest Disney animation, like in color.
19.
It's like their first color. Um, it's not their first animation. They did things with Mickey and stuff, but they did that one, and that was their first feature length movie too, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And it came out in the theaters, and people were like all into it. And like, I remember reading this book about this girl who read the Snow White book with her mom, and then went and saw the movie for the first time back in the olden days. And she was like, "I hate the movie because it's nothing like the book." And it's like, well, welcome to like Hollywood and stuff, and etc. So I don't know. It's just not my favorite. They got weird lips too.
1937.
Yeah. Next would be Cinderella.
It's a pretty dumb movie.
I don't know. It's just like,
Gus Gus is the only.
yeah, that's the only good
Love
part.
him. When he's trying to pick up
Gus
all that
Gus, like,
corn.
"Arr!" Yeah. When I pick up like a huge stack of things and
okay.
I put it on my chin, that's what I think of.
Oh, 100%.
Like Gus. But like, I don't know. Like, what's the moral there? Like, if your life sucks, pretend that it doesn't suck and have like magic to get out of your problems.
Your fairy godmother's going to come if you cry hard enough.
Like, I don't know. I'm all about like the moral lessons and stuff. I feel like a lot of my movies that I chose that I liked have those in them. So next would be Alice in Wonderland. I'm not into drugs, so I don't really get the point of the movie. I mean, it's kind of funny sometimes.
To be fair, they weren't doing
but,
drugs the whole time. They were smoking
It's all
hookah.
about drugs.
They were smoking
And-
hookah. The caterpillars were.
Okay, and what's in hookah?
Tobacco.
And is that a drug?
Nicotine? No. You sound like Michael and I'm Toby. When Michael writes addictive drugs on the board and he writes hookah, and Toby's like, actually, hookah is not an addictive drug.
Because he uses it.
Well, Toby, you're divorced, so you're really not part of anyone's family.
Oh, that's not necessary, Michael. So, yeah, and I mean, there are some morals in there, I guess, but it's really just kind of nonsense and like hard to like sift through to get those lessons,
Yeah, the only thing I took away from it was recently I did some research on it, and apparently his character's name is
man.
just the Hatter.
Yeah.
He's not the Mad Hatter.
Right.
Mad Hatter was something you would
Disney.
get because there used to be mercury in something way back in the day, and
yeah.
people would
The
be exposed
tea-
to it.
I thought it was lead in the paint on the teacups,
Oh, maybe it was that, not mercury.
and that's why he was nuts.
And just eventually people start
Both
calling him the
of
Mad
those
Hatter.
make you crazy.
Mhm.
And then I mean, I chose number 1, Fox and the Hound. I mean, I used to actually watch that movie a lot.
Sad movie. Especially when she has to abandon him in the forest.
It's just sad. I liked it a lot because I like dogs. I mean, one of the options that I threw out for my top 5 was 101 Dalmatians. That one was like a top
movie.
one of mine. Watched all the time.
Did you know when that movie came out, Dalmatian dogs skyrocketed in want?
Yeah.
And they are actually one
Believe
of
it.
the more aggressive and biting
Yes.
dogs.
And when I found that out as a kid, I was pretty sad and heartbroken
I was a
because
teenager when
I
I
love
found
them.
out.
I still love them now, but they're the worst dog to have.
Mhm.
They're mean.
They're worse than a
impatient.
Rottweiler and a pit bull. Pit bulls are awesome. I
just
love pit bulls.
jerks.
They are. They're bad dogs. They're not good.
So, and
They're cute puppies.
I don't think they're even good at being guard dogs. I think they're just jerky dogs, that just want to do their own thing and bite you if you piss them off. So, yeah, I mean, I did want a hound like the Fox and the Hound, Copper. I wanted a Copper
Copper and
as
Todd.
a kid. We looked at beagles when we were looking at dogs for the first time. I really wanted a beagle because of Copper, even though he's not a beagle. He's something else, foxhound or whatever. So maybe someday, if you want to donate, I'll take a new dog.
What
My
are you
other
talking
dog
about?
needs
One
a
of our
sister.
subscriber gives us $1 million a month. We could afford
Oh,
many
yes.
beagles.
Yes. All the beagles.
Get all the beagles.
Okay, your turn. That's
Dude, I
all of
already
them.
went.
Your least favorites?
I already went.
Oh, I forgot.
You were looking
Yeah.
up Pro ZD
Okay, how
or
about
whatever.
obscure? I said obscure. Pascuri.
Paschetti.
How about an obscure one? Okay,
What?
Swan Princess.
Never saw it. Fantasia.
Mm-mm. That's not obscure. Everybody knows about that.
A lot of people know about. Dude, your brother brought up Swan Princess in the
I know.
mythical. Yeah,
Because
so a
our
lot of people
family-
know about that
no,
one.
We're the same family.
Well, I would hope.
We watched it all the time as
He looks
kids.
like you in the past.
It's pretty great. Like, we would watch that all the time, and it was cool.
Mm.
Because the monster in it is like this man bat thing,
Okay.
and well, it's the bad guy, and he's trying to he turns the princess into a swan. That's like the only princess movie I like, actually, now that I think about it. Pretty great.
I don't mind Cinderella.
Sleeping
love that
Beauty is
her-
actually a pretty good one,
Oh,
too.
Sleeping Beauty is a
I'm into that one, too.
fantastic movie.
Yeah.
All the colors they used for that time period and the three little
Yeah.
fairy women,
The little fairies, godmothers.
Pharises,
Mm-hmm.
Farsies.
Yeah. Okay. Well, neat.
Yeah. Disney. You've
If-
been spoken of.
If you want to list your favorites in the comments,
Mhm.
that's cool.
We would love that.
Tell us what is your favorites. If you disagree about the Lion King thing, you can fight Cody in the comments.
I'll fight you in real life.
And why when we can just troll each other over the internet?
Because trolls are sad excuses. I'd rather fight someone in
So-
real life and get my point across with the old 1-2. Oh, and I punched the
Okay.
mic.
Okay.
All right, then.
Getting heated.
Just a bit.
So yeah, tell us what you think in the comments. We've got some things, some good things in the works coming to you. Probably gonna start a second YouTube channel here. Either after this episode comes out. So stay
Very
tuned
exciting.
for that. Working on that, and I think that's all we have for today.
I can't wait. Thank you guys again for listening, for subscribing, for doing all the things you're supposed to do in your life, and for supporting us and for loving us and
Yeah.
for putting up with us.
I mean, if you stumbled upon this somehow, please consider subscribing so you can keep listening to us. Like the videos, comment, share them.
At the very least, tell your friends. We want to get spread all across America.
If you're feeling like donating, you can go to anchor.fm/the podcast next door and donate there. Yeah.
As usual, thanks, guys. Keep it fun, keep it light, and we will see you next time on the podcast next door.
Bye.